Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today we want to use the machine gun crossbow against the secret forbidden target that I cannot really show you on YouTube because otherwise they would demonetize me and shadow ban me. But anyway, let me talk about the machine gun crossbow first. You've probably seen it because I've made a few videos, but I recently badassed it in order to destroy the secret target. Let me show you the features of the upgrades. First, what I did, I exchanged the paracord string against a proper string made from Dacron. So it's much faster because it doesn't have any creep. Why is that? Because the paracord is actually lengthening itself a little bit. So it has a little bit of a rubber band effect. This means that it stretches under tension, not too much, but just enough to not be as powerful anymore. And therefore the Dacron is used for crossbows and bows because it doesn't do this. There's no creep. It stays the same length, and this also gives it additional speed. Then I exchanged these bolts against those. Actually, it looks like no difference at all, but if you look closely, you can see the difference. First of all, you can see the difference in the tips, because these are high penetration tips that we actually sell in our store. They have they just fit all kinds of arrows, have standard threading. And what they do is actually they make sure that penetration is maximum. Since these are like 5-edged, hardened bodkin tips, and these are just field tips. So these will give much better penetration than those. Actually, a lot of people would say use broadheads, but broadheads are to cut through soft tissue. If you want to penetrate through something really hard, you have to use a bodkin tip. That was the same in medieval times when bodkin tips were used to break armor. Also, these are really light. I mean, these are only 13 grams, so very, very lightweight little bolts. But these here, I completely changed their weight, because what I did is I cut off a length of a steel nail and also a little bit of shashlik pin, wooden shashlik pin, to actually fit the steel nail part into the front here, so that it is still very much front heavy. I mean, look at where the balance point is. It's more like here. Very front heavy bolts, but they now weigh 32 grams. So 13 grams these here, and 32 grams these here. That's like longbow territory. So this is heavier than a normal crossbow bolt that usually weighs in between 24 and 27 grams. So this is even heavier than the bolts that come with the regular crossbow that I stole the bow from. And here is 28 of them in the magazine. I could fit a little more, but then I would have to change the magazine thing here a little bit, because otherwise it could get out of alignment and that would be bad. So I think maximum I can probably fit 35 or so into it. For those of you who have not seen the previous videos, this is actually an e-bike engine, a Bafang 750 watt engine with 116 Newton meters of power. That is like on par with a car like a 2008 or 2009 Ford Focus. So very, very strong engine. And it's actually fired by pushing the thumb throttle here that you would find on your e-bike, and here it just shoots the action. And it's actually beautiful because it gives you 139 shots per minute theoretical firing rate. So it just takes about a little longer than 10 seconds to empty this entire magazine into the target. The way how the mechanism works is you have this rack and pinion system here, where the engine rotates this wheel, and it actually takes a hold of the first tooth here of the rack and shifts it back, cocking back the string until it engages in the trigger. And then later on, this little lever here will then fire the trigger, like so, on passing. So, and then the cycle repeats until the magazine is empty or until you stop pressing the thumb trigger. This is a serious crossbow. I mean, it has about, I don't know, maybe 55 joules or something. I measured it with the regular crossbow. So this is a serious power. I think it would actually be legal to hunt with it in theory, but maybe not in the US or elsewhere. So, will it work? Will it destroy the secret target that I can show you? Well, if you want to see that, then you have to click on the link in the text description, go to the other website that isn't censoring as much as YouTube is, and watch the video right there. So, hope to see you then. So now that we have finished the shooting and covered the target, the forbidden target again, we can again say welcome to the viewers that decided to not follow us to Cocoscope. You missed something, maybe you want to still go, link in the description. In any case, I hope that you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye bye.